Hey champs of Examsnet, welcome to the question series of Examsnet. I hope this series of detailed explanation is helping you a lot. Let's start this session. Here is a question. Suppose a point P moves so that BP square minus AP square is equals to 121, where A and B are 2, 5 and 5, 11 respectively. Then the locus of P is a straight line whose slope is. Let the coordinates of P be x, y. By using the distance formula is D is equal to under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. AP will be equals to under root of x minus 2 whole square plus y minus 5 whole square, which is equal to under root of x square plus 4 minus 4x plus y square plus 25 minus 10y. Now, on squaring both the sides, we get AP square is equals to x square plus y square minus 4x minus 10y plus 29. Similarly, by using the distance formula, BP square will be equals to x minus 5 square plus y minus 11 square. Here there will be no square root or under root because we have already taken the square. So BP square will be equals to x square plus 25 minus 10x plus y square plus 121 minus 22y. Therefore, we can say that BP square is equal to x square plus y square minus 10x minus 22y plus 146. Now, we have both the values, which is AP square and BP square. It is given in the question that BP square minus AP square is equal to 121. So substituting the values for BP square and AP square here, it becomes x square plus y square minus 10x minus 22y plus 146 minus x square minus y square plus 4x plus 10y minus 29 is equal to 121. X square and minus x square will be cancelled. Y square and minus y square will be cancelled. So the remaining terms will be minus 10x plus 4x is minus 6x. Minus 22y plus 10y is minus 12y, and 146 minus 29 is 117 is equal to 121. So it can be written as minus 6x minus 12y is equal to 4, or minus of 6x minus 12y minus 4 is equal to 0. Taking all the terms on the other side, it will be 6x plus 12y plus 4 is equal to 0. Taking 2 common, it becomes 3x plus 2y plus 2 is equal to 0. Further, if 2 will go to the right hand side, it becomes 3x plus 2y plus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, we can say that according to this equation, slope will be equals to minus 1 upon 2. So we can say that the value for the slope is minus 1 upon 2, which is option number C here. Next question is, if two distinct points lying at a unit distance from 4x plus 3y minus 10 is equal to 0 and passing through x plus y is equal to 4 are separated by a distance d, then the value of d is, we have to find the distance here. Let h comma k be the point on line x plus y is equal to 4. So it becomes h plus k is equal to 14. Let this be equation number 1. It is also given that the perpendicular distance from point h comma k to the line 4x plus 3y minus 10 is 1. Therefore, it will be 4h plus 3k minus 10 divided by under root of 16 plus 9 is equals to 1. On further solving this, it can be 4h plus 3k minus 10 is equals to plus minus 5. 4h plus 3k is equal to 10 plus minus 5. So 4h plus 3k will be equal to 15 and 4h plus 3k will be equals to 5. Let this be equation number 2 and let this be equation number 3. Now on solving equation 1 and equation 2, we get 4h plus 3 into 4 minus h is equal to 15, which will be 4h plus 12 minus 3h is equal to 15. Therefore, h will be equals to 3. Similarly, on solving equation 1 and equation 3, we get 4h plus 3 into 4 minus h is equal to 5, which will be 4h plus 12 minus 3h is equal to 5. So, h will be equals to minus 7. Therefore, if h is equals to minus 7, then from equation number 3, we have k is equal to 11. And if h is equal to 3, then from equation number 1, we have k is equal to 1. So we have 2 points now, and the 2 points are 3, 1 and minus 7, 11. We have to find the distance between these points. So distance will be equal to under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, which will be equals to under root of minus 7 minus 3 square plus 11 minus 1 square, which will be equals to minus of 10 square plus of 10 square. So it will be equals to 100 plus 100, which is equal to under root of 200, which is equals to 10 root 2. Therefore, we can say that the distance here is 10 root 2. So option number A is the correct option for this question. Moving on to the next question. Next question is, suppose P of x comma y lying on root 3x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0, or root 3x plus y minus 2 is equal to 0 is at a distance of 5 units from their point of intersection. Then the distance from 0, 0 to the foot of the perpendicular of P onto the y-axis is. Let us understand this question by a diagram. This is the coordinate axis. Consider this as the given triangle. Let this be A, B, and C. We know that the angle of a triangle is 60 degree. Also, let this point be P and P. We know that the distance here is 5 units. Here also the distance is 5 units. And again, if we join these 2 points, it form a triangle. And we know that if angle ABC is 60 degree, then angle PAP will be 30 degree. Now, it is given that y minus root 3x is equal to 2 when x is greater than 0, and y plus root 3x is equal to 2 when x is less than 0. Now, in triangle OAP, see, consider this as O. We have 2 triangles here. So in triangle OAP, if we take cos 30, then cos 30 degree is equal to OA upon OP. See, cos 30 will be OA upon AP. So we can say that OA will be equals to cos 30 degree into AP. And we know that AP is 5 units. So we can say that OA will be equals to root 3 by 2 into 5. We know that cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So it will be 5 into root 3 divided by 2. This is the value of OA. Now, O dash will be 2 plus OA. You can see that O dash will be 2 plus OA. Therefore, see, this is O dash. If the distance from here to here is OA, then the distance of this particular portion will be 2 plus OA. So it will be 2 plus 5 into root 3 upon 2. So we can say that the required distance is 2 plus 5 root 3 upon 2. Therefore, the correct option here is option number A. Next question is, if A minus 3 comma 3, B 1 comma 1, C 1 comma minus 1, and D minus 2 comma minus 2 are the vertices of a quadrilateral, the angle between the diagonals AC and BD is. We have 4 points. Consider this as x1, y1. Consider this as x2, y2. Consider this as x3, y3. And consider this as x4, y4. Using distance formula, we can find the distance here. So AB will be equals to under root of x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square. On substituting the values here, it will be equals to under root of minus 3 minus 1 square plus 3 minus 1 square, which is equals to minus of 4 square plus 2 square, which is equal to 16 plus 4, which is equal to under root of 20. Similarly, by distance formula, BC will be equals to under root of x2 minus x3 square plus y2 minus y3 square, which will be equal to under root of 1 minus 1 square plus 1 plus 1 square, which will be equals to under root of 0 plus 2 square, which is equal to under root of 4 and which is equals to 2. Similarly, CD will be equals to under root of x3 minus x4 square plus y3 minus y4 square. On substituting the value here, we will get under root of 1 minus minus 2 whole square plus minus 1 minus minus 2 whole square, which will be equals to 1 plus 2 whole square plus minus 1 plus 2 whole square, which is equals to 3 square plus 1 square. That is 9 plus 1. So it is equal to under root of 10. Similarly, AD will be equals to under root of x4 minus x1 square plus y4 minus y1 square. On further solving it and substituting the values, it will be minus 2 plus 3 square plus minus 2 minus 3 square, which is equals to under root of 1 square plus minus 5 square, which gives 1 plus 25, which is equal to under root of 26. Therefore, we can say that it makes a right angle. And if it is a right angle, it means that angle will be 90 degree, which is pi by 2. So we can say that the required angle here is pi by 2, which is option number B here. I hope this question is clear to you. Moving on to the next question. Next question is a very, very important question, and this kind of question always appears in the exam. The question is, suppose the pairs of straight lines 2x square plus axy plus 3y square is equal to 0 and 2x square plus bxy minus 3y square is equal to 0 are such that they have one common line with the other two remaining perpendicular, then the values of a and b respectively are. A straight line is given which is 2x square plus axy plus 3y square is equal to 0. On dividing it by 3, we get 2 by 3 x square plus a by 3 xy plus y square. And let this equation be equal to y minus mx into y minus m dash x, and there is another equation which is 2x square plus bxy minus 3y square. So on repeating the same thing here and dividing it by minus 3, it becomes minus 2 by 3x square minus b by 3xy plus y square. Let this equation be equals to y plus 1 by m into x into y minus m dash x. Then from both this part, we can say that m plus m dash will be equals to minus a by 3 and m into m dash will be equals to 2 by 3. Let this be equation number 1. Also 1 by m minus m dash will be equals to minus b by 3 and minus m dash by m will be equals to minus 2 by 3. Let this be equation number 2. So from here we can say that m square will be 1. So m will be equals to plus minus 1. Now if m is equals to plus 1, then m dash will be equals to 2 by 3. It means that a will be equal to minus 5 and b will be equals to minus 1. And if m is equals to minus 1, then m dash will be equals to minus of 2 by 3, which is equals to, it implies that a will be equal to 5 and b will be equal to 1. Therefore, we can say that the correct value for a and b are 5, 1. See, we have two values, which is 5 and 1 and minus 5 and minus 1. But according to the options here, the correct option here is option number C, which is 5, 1. Next question is, the locus of the incenter of the triangle formed by the lines xy minus 4x minus 4y plus 16 is equal to 0 and x plus y is equal to 5 is. Equation is given here for a line which is xy minus 4x minus 4y plus 16 is equal to 0. So put y is equal to 0, then we get minus 4x is equal to minus 16. So x will be equal to 4. Similarly, put x is equal to 0, then we get minus 4y is equal to minus 16. Again, y is equal to 4. So we get both the values, x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 4. Similarly, the second equation is x plus y is equal to 5. On putting x is equal to 0, we get y is equal to 5. And on putting y is equal to 0, we get x is equal to 5. So we have another point which is 5, 5. Now, this points should satisfy the equation. We have to find the locus of the incenter. So among all the given options, both of these points should satisfy the equation. So let us see the first option. The first option is x minus y is equal to 0. So let us keep both these points. 4 minus 4 will be equals to 0. Yes, 0 is equal to 0. Now considering the second point, and the equation is x minus y is equal to 0. So it will be 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Here also 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, we can say that both these points satisfy the given equation. Therefore, option number 1 is the correct option here, which is x minus y is equal to 0. Next question is also a very, very important question. And this type of question has come many a times in the exam, not once, not twice, but many times. And the question is, the circle touching the y-axis at a distance 4 units from the origin and cutting off an intercept 6 from x-axis is. First, let us make the required diagram for this question. We know that these are the coordinate axes, and consider this as the circle here. So it is just a rough diagram to make you understand. Let this be the center and let this be the radius. Let us name it A and B. Now, Consider this as a point C and consider this as a point D. This is x-axis and this is y-axis. We know that here the distance is 6 units because it is given in the question that cutting off an intercept of 6. Now, considering this diagram, the circle touches y-axis at 0, 4. So, this point will be 0, 4. So, the center will lie on y is equal to 4. Therefore, y coordinate of the circle will be 4. Now, we know that CD will be 6 units. Therefore, CM will be 3. C. CM means the midpoint. Consider this as the midpoint as M. So CM will be 3. Again, RM will be 4 because we know that if the origin and the distance between origin to A is 4, then the distance between M to R will be also 4. Now, using Pythagoras theorem, CR will be equals to under root of 3 square plus 4 square, which is equal to under root of 9 plus 16, which is under root of 25, which is equal to 5. So we can say that CR, which is the radius of the circle, is 5. Therefore, the center will be 5, 4. Now, the required equation of the circle becomes x minus 5 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to 5 square. Because we know that the radius here is 5. On further expanding this, it will be equals to x square plus y square minus 10x minus 8y plus 16 is equal to 0. Therefore, we can say that the required equation for this question is x square plus y square minus 10x minus 8y plus 16 is equal to 0. Therefore, we can say that the correct option here is option number A. I hope this question is clear to you. Next question is the set of all the points that are at a distance of at least 2 units from minus 3, 0 is. We have to find the set of all the points. Let A, x, y and B, minus 3, 0 be the points. Here, AB will be greater than or equal to 2 and PQ will be the distance which is equals to under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, and where P is x1 and y1 and Q is x2 and y2. We know that AB will be greater than or equal to 2. So, AB square will be greater than or equal to 4. Therefore, A will be x, y and B will be minus 3, 0. We have already written these points. Therefore, AB square will be equals to x plus 3 whole square plus y square. So we can say that x plus 3 whole square plus y square is greater than or equal to 4. We have substituted the value in this equation. Now, we know that a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. On using this formula, it becomes x square plus 9 plus 6x plus y square is greater than or equal to 4. So it can be written as x square plus y square plus 6x plus 5 is greater than or equals to 0. Now, the locus of the point A will be x, y, where x square plus y square plus 6x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. This is the required answer for this question. Therefore, we can say that the correct option is x square plus y square plus 6x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 0, which is option number B here. Next question is also a very interesting question. The circle touching the coordinate axis with its center lying on x minus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0 is. Let the center AB and let the radius be R. Since the circle touches the coordinate axis, then the distance of the circle from the axis will be the same. Therefore, we can write that modulus of A will be equal to modulus of B will be equal to R. So the equation will be in the form x minus A square plus y minus B square is equal to R square. A and B satisfy the equation because it is the center. Therefore, the equation here is x minus 2y is equal to 3. Since A and B satisfy this equation, it becomes A minus 2B is equal to 3, or it can be written as A is equal to 2B plus 3. Substituting the value of A here in this equation, we get x minus 3 minus 2B whole square plus y minus B whole square is equal to R square. We know that modulus of B is equal to R. Therefore, we can say that B square is equal to R square. So, it will be x minus 3 minus 2B whole square plus y minus B whole square is equal to B square. We know that 0 comma B is on the circle. So, therefore, x will be 0 and y will be B. Therefore, it will be 0 minus 3 minus 2b whole square plus b minus b whole square is equal to b square. So, from here we can say that b will be equals to minus 1 and minus 3 and a will be equals to 1 comma minus 3. Hence, the center of this circle will be 1 comma minus 1 and minus 3 comma minus 3. So, the equation becomes x minus 1 whole square plus b plus 1 whole square is equal to 1. Now, let us solve this equation. On applying the formula for a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square, it will be x square plus 1 minus 2x plus b square plus 1 plus 2b is equal to 1, which will be x square plus b square minus of 2x plus of 2b plus 1 is equal to 0. Now replacing b by y here, we will get x square plus y square minus 2x plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0, which is the required equation. Therefore, we can say that the correct answer is x square plus y square minus 2x plus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0, which is option number A here. I hope this question is clear to you. Next question is, suppose a circle passes through 0, A and B, H having its center at C, 0. It is given that center is at C, 0 and it passes through the points 0, A and B, H. Then the value of C is, we have to find the value of C here. Firstly, let the equation of the given circle be x minus c whole square plus y minus 0 whole square is equal to r square. Now, put the points 0, A means x is equal to 0 and y is equal to A. It becomes c square plus a square is equal to r square. Again, the equation is x minus c whole square plus y minus 0 whole square is equal to c square plus a square, because we know that r square is equal to c square plus a square. Now, on putting the points b, h, it becomes b minus c whole square plus h minus 0 whole square is equal to c square plus a square. On further solving, it will be b square plus c square minus 2bc plus h square is equal to c square plus a square. C square and c square will be cancelled. So it will be b square minus 2bc plus h square minus a square is equal to 0. Therefore, we can say that b square plus h square minus a square will be 2bc, and c will be equals to b square minus a square plus h square divided by 2b. Therefore, this is the required value of c. Therefore, we can say that the correct value is b square minus a square plus h square upon 2b, which is option number A here. I hope this question is clear to you. Next question is, for a circle of diameter r touching x square plus y square minus 4y is equal to 0 and passing through the points 4, 5, which one of the following is correct? The equation is x square plus y square minus 4y is equal to 0. It can be written as x minus 0 whole square plus y square plus 4 minus 4y is equal to 0, which will be equals to x minus 0 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 4, which is equal to x minus 0 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square is equal to 2 square. So we can say that on comparing this equation, we get r is equal to 2, which is the radius. So diameter will be equals to 2r, which is 2 into 2. Therefore, diameter is 4. Here, the diameter is represented by r. You can see that in a question it is given that diameter capital R. So we can say that capital R is equal to 4. Therefore, R will lie between 3 and 7. So the correct statement will be R lies between 3 and 7, which is option number A here. Next question is, the distance of the point 6, 4 root 3 from the focus of y square is equal to 8x is. We have to find the distance, and the point is given, which is 6, 4 root 3. And the focus is given y square is equal to 8x. Now, let any point on the curve y square is equal to 8x is p square upon 8 and p, because we know that if y is equal to p, then it will be p square is equal to 8x. So y will be equals to p and x will be equals to p square upon 8. So the points are p square upon 8 and p. Now the distance of point p square upon 8 and p from the point 6, 4 root 3. So distance will be equals to under root of p square upon 8 minus 6 square plus p minus 4 root 3 whole square, which is equals to d square will be equals to p square by 8 minus 6 whole square plus p minus 4 root 3 whole square. Taking 1 by 64 outside, it will be d square is equal to 1 by 64 because 8 square is 64 into p square minus 48 whole square plus p minus 4 root 3 whole square. Let this be equation number 1. Differentiating both sides with respect to d by dp, we get 2d dd upon dp, or d by dp of d is equal to 1 by 64 into 2 p square minus 48 into 2p plus 2 into p minus 4 root 3 into 1. 2 and 64 will be cancelled. So it will be equals to 1 upon 32 into p square minus 48 into 2 plus 2 into p minus 4 root 3. Again 2 and 32 will be cancelled. So it will be equals to 2d into d by dp of d is equals to 1 by 16 into p square minus 48 into p. See here there is 2p. So p will be also there. Plus 2 into p minus 4 root 3. Now for finding the distance, d by dp of d will be equals to 0. So it becomes 0 is equal to 1 by 16 into p cube minus 48p plus 2p minus 8 into root 3, which will be equals to p cube upon 16 minus 48p upon 16 plus 2p minus 8 root 3, which is equal to p cube upon 16 minus 3p plus 2p minus 8 root 3. Now we have to calculate the value for p here. So on further solving it, this will be equals to p cube upon 16 minus p minus 8 root 3. So it will be p cube upon 16 minus p is equal to 8 root 3. It can be also written as p cube minus 16p is equal to 16 into 8 root 3 and p into p square minus 16. See, taking p common, it will be p square minus 16. It is equal to 128 into root 3. Now, from here, p will be equal to 128 into root 3 divided by p square minus 16. Now, putting this value in the equation, which is equation number 1, we get d square is equal to 1 by 64 into p square minus 48 square plus p minus 4 root 3 square. This is equation number 1. On putting the value of p here, we get 1 by 64 into 128 root 3 divided by p square minus 16 whole square plus 128 root 3 divided by p square minus 16 minus 4 root 3 whole square. On further solving, it will be equal to 1 by 64 into 4096. On cancelling it, it will be 32 and this will be 2048. Again, it will be 16. It will be 1024. Again, it will be 8 and this will be 512. Again, 8 ones are 8 and 8 into 64 is 512. So we can say that it is equal to 64. It is the value of d square. So d square is equal to 64. Therefore, d will be equals to 8. Hence, we can say that the value of d here is 8. So out of all the given options, the correct option is option number C here, which is 8. Next question is a very, very important question. The distance between the directrix of the ellipse x square upon 36 plus y square upon 20 is equal to 1 is. We know that the equation of the ellipse is in the form x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1. So on comparing the equation with this equation, we obtain a square is equal to 36 and b square is equal to 20. Let E be the eccentricity of the ellipse. Then b square will be equal to a square into 1 minus e square. We know b square is equal to 20. 20 will be equal to 36 into 1 minus e square. On further solving, it will be 36 e square is equal to 16. 36 minus 20 is 16. So e will be equals to 2 upon 3. Therefore, the value of eccentricity is 2 upon 3. Now we have to find the distance between the directrix. So the distance between both the directrix will be equal to 2a upon e, which is equal to 2 into 6 upon 2 by 3. We know that a square is 36, so a will be equals to 6. Now, on further cancelling it, it will be equal to 18. Therefore, we can say that the distance between the directrix of this ellipse is 18. So option number C is the correct option here. Point of intersection or the tangents at the end points of normal chords of the hyperbola x square upon a square minus y square upon b square is equal to 1 is. Let point P, which have the coordinates h comma k, be the point of tangents at the endpoints of a normal chord which is ax cos theta minus by cot theta is equal to a square plus b square. Let this be equation number 1. Now, the equation of chord of contact of tangents drawn from the point h comma k to the hyperbola will be hx upon a square minus ky upon b square is equal to 1. Let this be equation number 2. It is clear that equation 1 and 2 represent the same line. Therefore, we can say that a cube cos theta upon h is equal to minus of b cube cot theta upon k is equal to a square plus b square upon 1. Since both the equation represent the same line. So from here, we can say that sec theta will be equals to a cube upon h into a square plus b square, and tan theta will be equals to minus of b cube divided by k into a square plus b square. Therefore, sec square theta minus tan square theta will be equal to a power 6 divided by h square into a square plus b square whole square minus b power 6 divided by k square into a square plus b square whole square. Therefore, it can be written as a power 6 upon h square minus b power 6 upon h k square is equals to a square plus b square whole square because it is common in both the denominator. Hence, the locus of point P, which have the coordinates h comma k, is a power 6 upon x square minus b power 6 upon y square is equal to a square plus b square whole square. What we have done is we have replaced h by x and k by y. So we can say that the required locus is a power 6 upon x square minus b power 6 upon y square is equal to a square plus b square whole square. Therefore, we can say that option number B is the correct option for this question. Next question is, if the centroid of the triangle whose vertices are A, 1 and 3, minus 2, B and minus 5, and 4, 7 and C be the origin, then A square plus B square plus C square is equal to. We have to find the value for A square plus B square plus C square. Let P x1 comma y1, Q x2 comma y2 and R x3 comma y3 be the coordinates of triangle. The triangle have 3 coordinates. So let this be the coordinates of the triangle. Now the centroid of the triangle will be equals to x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. By using the formula of centroid of triangle, 0, 0, 0 will be equals to a minus 2 plus 4 by 3 and 1 plus b plus 7 by 3 and 3 minus 5 plus c by 3. So we can say that 0, 0, 0 will be equals to a plus 2 by 3, b plus 8 by 3 and c minus 2 by 3. On solving this part, we get a plus 2 by 3 is equal to 0. It means that a plus 2 is equal to 0. So a will be equals to minus 2. Similarly, b plus 8 by 3 is equal to 0. So b plus 8 will be equals to 0 and b will be equals to minus 8. C minus 2 upon 3 is equal to 0. So C minus 2 is equal to 0 and C is equal to plus 2. Now we have the value for A, B and C. We have to calculate A square plus B square plus C square. On substituting the values here, it will be minus 2 square plus minus 8 square plus 2 square, which will be equal to 4 plus 64 plus 4, which is equal to 72. Therefore, we can say that the required value for a square plus b square plus c square here is option number C, which is 72. Next question is, if alpha, 2 alpha and 3 alpha are the angles made by a ray with OX, OY, OZ axis respectively, then all the possible values of alpha are. We know that there is an equation which is cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. Here alpha is equal to alpha, beta is equal to 2 alpha and gamma is equal to 3 alpha. On substituting this value, it becomes cos square alpha plus cos square 2 alpha plus cos square 3 alpha is equals to 1. From here we can say that cos square alpha will be equals to 1 by 2. Since cos square 2 alpha is 1, so cos square alpha will be 1 by 2. So we can say that cos alpha will be 1 by root 2 and cos alpha will be root 3 by 2. So cos alpha is equals to cos pi by 6 and here cos alpha is equals to cos pi by 4. So we can say that alpha is equal to pi by 6 and alpha is equal to pi by 4. So this is the required answer, which is pi by 6 and pi by 4. This is the possible value of alpha. So we can say that option number D is the correct option for this question. I hope this question is clear to you. Next question is, if minus 2, 4 by 3 and minus 4 by 5 are the intercepts made by a plane on x, y and z axis respectively, then the direction cosines of a normal to this plane are. We know that the equation is in the form x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to 1. So according to the given points, which is a is equal to minus 2, b is equal to 4 by 3 and c is equal to minus 4 by 5, the equation here becomes 2x minus 3y plus 5z is equal to 1. Here a will be equal to 2, b will be equal to minus 3 and c will be equals to 5. Now we have to calculate the direction cosines. So the direction cosines will be equal to plus minus a upon under root of a square plus b square plus c square, b upon under root of a square plus b square plus c square, and c upon under root of a square plus b square plus c square. On substituting the values here, it will be equals to plus minus 2 upon under root of 2 square plus minus 3 square plus 5 square minus 3 upon under root of 2 square plus minus 3 square plus 5 square and 5 upon under root of 2 square plus minus 3 square plus 5 square. On further solving this, it will be equals to plus minus 2 upon under root of 38 minus 3 upon under root of 38 and 5 upon under root of 38. Therefore, we can say that this is the value for direction cosines. So out of all the given options, option number D is the correct option here. Next question is limit n tends to infinity root 2 into 2 plus root 2 power n plus 2 minus root 2 power n divided by 2 plus root 2 power n minus 2 minus root 2 power n. On applying the limit which is infinity, this will be infinity by infinity form. So rationalizing the numerator, we get root 2 into root 2 plus 2 power n minus 2 minus root 2 power n into 2 plus root 2 power n plus 2 minus root 2 power n divided by 2 plus root 2 power n into plus 2 minus root 2 power n. Similarly, rationalizing the denominator, we get 2 plus root 2 power n minus 2 minus root 2 power n into 2 plus root 2 power n plus 2 minus root 2 power n divided by 2 plus root 2 power n plus 2 minus root 2 power n. We have rationalized the numerator and denominator. Now you can see that some values will be cancelled here because we know that a plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. So it becomes root 2 into 2 plus root 2 power n whole square minus 2 minus root 2 power n whole square divided by 2 plus root 2 power n plus 2 minus root 2 power n. Again, the denominator part will be 2 plus root 2 power n whole square minus 2 minus root 2 power n whole square divided by 2 plus root 2 power n plus 2 minus root 2 power n. Now, both these denominators will be cancelled. So, it will be equals to root 2 into 2 plus root 2 power n whole square minus 2 minus root 2 power n whole square divided by 2 plus root 2 power n whole square minus 2 minus root 2 power n whole square. We can see that these terms are also equal, so it will be cancelled. So this will be equal to root 2 into 1, which is equal to root 2. Hence, we can say that the required answer for this question is option number D, which is root 2. Next question is, if a is greater than 0 and dot denotes greatest integer function and limit x tends to a minus modulus of x cube upon a minus x upon a whole cube is equal to k and limit x tends to a minus modulus of x cube upon a minus x upon a whole cube is equal to L, then which one of the following is correct? We have to identify that what is the relation between k and L. Let this be equation number 1 and let this be equation number 2. Now, subtracting 1 and 2, which is equation 1 minus equation 2, we get limit x tends to a minus modulus of x cube upon a minus x upon a whole cube minus limit x tends to a minus modulus of x cube divided by a minus x upon a whole cube is equal to k minus L. So, on further subtracting this, it will be 1 is equal to k minus L. So, we can say that k minus L is equal to 1. Therefore, the relation between k and L is k minus L is equal to 1. So, option number B is the correct option here. Next question is also from limits and derivative, and the question is limit n tends to infinity a plus e power nx divided by x plus a into e power nx is equal to, on applying the limits, it becomes a upon x plus e power infinity into x divided by a into e power infinity into x, which will be 0 by 0. So it will be a plus x plus 0, which is a upon x plus 0. So this will be equals to a by x. Therefore, we can say that the correct option here is a by x when x is less than 0. So we can say that the correct option here is A. I hope this question is clear to you. We just have applied the limits, and on applying the limits in place of n, this term becomes 0. So the remaining term will be A by x. Hence, option A is the correct option for this question. Next question is, if f of x is equal to 1 minus sine cube x upon 3 cos square x, if x is less than pi by 2, if f of x is equal to alpha, when x is equal to pi by 2 is continuous at x is equal to pi by 2, then alpha into beta is equal to. And if f of x is equal to beta into 1 minus sine x upon pi minus 2x whole square, if x is less than pi by 2. Here we have to find the value for alpha into beta. So first let us calculate the values for alpha and beta. It is given that f of x is equal to these three conditions. So it can be written as f of pi by 2 minus is equals to f of pi by 2 plus is equal to f of pi by 2 is equal to alpha. Therefore, f of pi by 2 minus will be equals to limit x tends to pi by 2 minus f of x, which will be equals to limit x tends to pi minus by 2 1 minus sine cube x divided by 3 cos square x. On putting the limit, it will be 0 by 0 form. So this will be equals to limit x tends to pi by 2 minus 3 sine square cos x divided by 3 into 2 cos x into minus sine x. Here cos x and cos x will be cancelled. 3 and 3 will be cancelled. And sine x and 1 sine x will be cancelled. So it will be equals to minus 1 upon 2 into minus 1, which is equal to 1 by 2. So we can say that f of pi by 2 minus is equal to 1 by 2. Now let us calculate f of pi by 2 plus will be equals to limit x tends to pi by 2 plus f of x, which will be equals to limit x tends to pi by 2 plus b into 1 minus sine of x. See here there is beta. Beta into 1 minus sine x divided by pi minus 2x whole square. Now on further solving, again this will be 0 by 0 form. So it will be also equals to it will not be equal to 1 by 2 since it is 0 by 0 form. So here we have to apply the L'Hospital's rule. So after applying the L'Hospital's rule, it will become limit x tends to pi by 2 plus b into plus cos x divided by 2 into pi minus 2x into minus 2. Again, this becomes a 0 by 0 form. So again, applying the L'Hospital's rule, it will be limit x tends to pi by 2 plus b into minus of sine x divided by 4 into minus 2, which will be equals to b into minus 1 divided by minus 8. So minus and minus will be cancelled. So it will be equal to b by 8. Since this function is continuous, it means that f of pi by 2 minus will be equal to f of pi by 2 plus. We know that f of pi by 2 minus is 1 by 2. So if 1 by 2 is equal to beta upon 8. See, again, this is beta, not b, because in question, beta is given. So it is beta upon 8. So from here, beta will be equals to 4. And we know that from here, we have got the value for alpha. So alpha is equal to 1 by 2. Now we have to calculate alpha into beta. So alpha into beta will be 1 by 2 into 4, which is equal to 2. Therefore, we can say that alpha into beta is equals to 2. So option number C is the correct option for this question. Next question is, if d power ny upon dx power n is equal to yn and y is equal to e to the power root x plus e to the power minus root x, then 4x y2 plus 2y1 is equal to. Here we have an equation which is y is equal to e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. Differentiating both sides with respect to x, we get dy by dx is equal to e to the power root x into 1 upon 2 into root x plus e to the power minus root x into minus 1 upon 2 into root x. We know that y1 is dy by dx and y2 is d square y upon dx square. So here dy by dx will be equals to y1 and it will be e to the power root x divided by 2 root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by 2 into under root of x. Now again differentiating it, it will be, or first we can write it as y1 is equal to e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by 2 root x. Now it is in the division. We know that u upon v is a form of division, and if we have to find its differentiation, then it is d by dx of u upon v. It is always equals to v into differentiation of u minus u into differentiation of v upon v square. So applying the same formula here, we get y2 is equal to, when we differentiate y1, it will be y2. Y2 will be equals to 2 into under root of x into e to the power root x into 1 upon 2 root x plus e to the power minus root x into 1 upon 2 root x minus e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x into 2 into 1 upon 2 root x whole divided by 2 root x whole square. This 2 and 2 will be cancelled here, and taking this 2 root x common from this bracket, this 2 root x will be also cancelled. So y2 will be equals to e to the power root x plus e to the power minus root x minus e to the power root x minus e to the power minus of root x divided by root x and whole divided by 4x, because 2 into root x square is 4x. So y2 will be equals to e to the power root x plus e to the power minus root x divided by 4x minus e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by 4x into root x. Now we have to calculate the value for 4x y2 plus 2y1. So on substituting the value of y2 and y1, it will be 4x into y2. y2 is e to the power x plus e to the power minus root x divided by 4x minus e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by 4x into root x. plus 2 into y1. The value of y1 is e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by 2 into root x. Here 4x and this 4x will be cancelled and 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So it will be equal to e to the power root x plus e to the power minus root x minus e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by root x plus e to the power root x minus e to the power minus root x divided by root x. One is negative and one is positive. So both this will be cancelled. So it will be equals to e to the power root x plus e to the power minus of root x. And this is equals to y. So we can say that the correct answer for this question is y. So option number B is the correct option for this given question. Moving on to the next question. Next question is, if the two curves y is equal to a power x and y is equal to b power x intersect at angle alpha, then tan alpha is equal to. We know that if two lines with slope m1 and m2 intersect such that theta is the angle between them, then in that case tan theta is equals to modulus of m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. Let this be equation number 1. The two curves are y is equal to a power x and y is equal to b power x. Here a is not equal to b. And we know that it intersect for x is equal to 0 at 0, 1. So now slope of this tangent will be slope of tangent at 0, 1 to the curve y is equal to a power x will be m1 and this will be equals to d by dx of a power x at the values 0 and 1. So it will be equals to log a power x at the values 0 and 1, which will be equals to log of a. Similarly, slope of the tangent at point 0, 1 to the curve y is equal to b power x will be m2 and m2 will be equals to d by dx of b power x at 0, 1, which will be equals to log of b power x at 0, 1, which will be equals to log of b. Now we have the value for m1 and m2. So tan theta, here we have to find the value for tan alpha. So in the place of theta, we will replace alpha. So tan alpha will be equals to m1 minus m2, which is log a minus log b divided by 1 plus m1 into m2, which is log a into log b. So this is the required value of tan alpha. Hence, we can say that the correct option here is option number 1, which is log a minus log b divided by 1 plus log a into log b. I hope this question is clear to you. It requires a very simple concept, which is tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 into m2. If you know this concept, you can easily solve this question. Moving on to the next question. Next question is the area of the triangle formed by the tangent to the curve xy is equals to a square at the point x1 and y1 on it and the axis is. See, this kind of question is a very interesting question and this kind of question frequently comes in the exams. So firstly, the points are given x1 and y1. So we can say that the given points x1 and y1 point on the curve. So it becomes x1 y1 is equal to a square. Now let the tangent be y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. M will be equals to dy by dx, which is differentiation of the curve at x1 and y1. for the given slope of line. So it will be dy dx of xy is equal to a square, which will be equals to x into dy by dx plus y into 1 is equal to 0. So from here we can say that dy by dx will be equals to minus y upon x, or it can be written as minus y1 upon x1 since the points are x1 and y1. So the equation for tangent, or we can say that the tangent equation will be equals to y minus y1 is equal to minus y upon x, or it will be equals to minus y1 upon x1. Now at y is equal to 0, x will be equals to 2x1, and at x is equal to 0, y will be equals to 2y1. So therefore the required area will be 1 by 2 into 2x1 into 2y1, which will be equals to 2 into x1 into y1, because this 2 and 2 will be cancelled. And we know that x1 into y1 is equal to a square. So it will be 2 into a square units. So we can say that the area for this question is 2a square. Therefore, option number C is the correct option for this question. Next question is, if the slope of the line through 0, 0, which is tangent to the curve y is equal to x square plus x plus 16 is m, then the value of m minus 4 is. See, a equation is given here, which is y is equal to x cube plus x plus 16, and the points are, it passes through 0, 0. So let the point be x1, y1. Differentiating it, it will be dy by dx at x is equal to x1. This will be equal to 3x1 square plus 1 at x is equal to x1. Therefore, m will be equal to 3x1 square plus 1. Let this be equation number 1. If x is equal to x1, then y will be equals to y1. So the equation becomes y1 is equal to x1 cube plus x1 plus 16. Let this be equation number 2. We know that this line passes through 0, 0. It means that x is equals to 0 and y is equals to 0. Therefore, m will be equals to y1 minus y upon x1 minus x. Here, x comma y is 0, 0 because it is given in question. So the value of m will be y1 upon x1. Let this be equation number 3. Now, we know that if m is equal to y1 upon x1, so it will be x1 cube plus x1 plus 16 divided by x1. We have substituted the value for y1 here from equation number 2. Now, since m is equal to x1 cube plus x1 plus 16 divided by x1, and we also know that m is equal to 3x1 square plus 1. So substituting the value of m here, it becomes 3x1 square plus 1 is equal to x1 cube plus x1 plus 16 divided by x1. On cross multiplication, it will be 3x1 cube plus x1 is equal to x1 cube plus x1 plus 16. x1 cube and 3x1 cube. So taking it on the one side, it will be 3x1 cube minus x1 cube. So it will be 2x1 cube. Here x1 and x1 will be cancelled, is equal to 16. So again, 2 ones are 2 and 2 8s are 16. So x1 cube is equal to 8. So x1 will be 2 because we know that 2 cube is equal to 8. Now we have the value for x1. So let us calculate the value for m. We know that from equation number 1, m is equal to 3x1 square plus 1. Putting the value of x1 here, it will be 3 into x1 square means 2 square plus 1, which is equal to 3 into 4 plus 1, which is equals to 12 plus 1. So m is equal to 13. Now we have to calculate the value for m minus 4. Putting the value of m here, 13 minus 4 will be equals to 9. Therefore, we can say that the value of m minus 4 is 9. So the correct option here is option number A. I hope that this question is clear to you. Moving on to the next question. In the interval 7 and infinity, f of x is equal to modulus of x minus 5 plus modulus of 2x minus 7 is. A function is given here and it is in the interval 7 and infinity. So it means that x lies between 7 to infinity. Now x minus 5 is greater than 0, and since it is greater than 0, it means that it increases. Therefore, modulus of x minus 5 also increases. I hope that this concept is clear to you. Since x lies between 7 and infinity, therefore x minus 5 is greater than 0 and it is increasing. So modulus of x minus 5 is also increasing. Similarly, 2x minus 7 is also greater than 0 and it is increases. Therefore, we can say that modulus of 2x minus 7 is also increasing. All these steps depend upon the interval of x. Therefore, we can say that if modulus of x minus 5 increases and modulus of 2x minus 7 is also increasing, it means that f of x, which is equal to modulus of x minus 5 plus modulus of 2x minus 7 is also increasing. So we can say that this function is a increasing function. So out of all the given options, option number A is the correct option here. I hope that this question is clear to you. Next question is, if the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is a normal to the curve xy is equal to 1, then we have a curve xy is equal to 1. So let x is equal to t and let y is equal to 1 by t. Therefore, slope of the normal will be equals to minus of dx upon dy. If differentiating this, it becomes minus of dx upon dt divided by dy upon dt. If x is equal to t, then dx upon dt is equal to 1. And if y is equal to 1 by t, then dy upon dt will be equal to minus 1 upon t square. So substituting this value here, we get dx upon dt is 1. So it will be minus 1 divided by minus of 1 upon t square, because dy upon dt is minus of 1 upon t square. Minus and minus will be cancelled. So this will be equals to t square. Therefore, the slope of normal will be equals to slope of ax plus by plus c. Slope of normal is t square. So t square will be equals to minus a by b, which is greater than 0. So here we can say that from this condition, a is greater than 0 and b is less than 0. Or we can say that a is less than 0 and b is greater than 0. Therefore, this is the required condition for the question. So we can say that the correct option is a is greater than 0 and b is less than 0, which is option number B here. Next question is, integral of x square minus 2 divided by x cube into under root of x square minus 1 dx is equal to. In this question, let u is equal to under root of x square minus 1. Therefore, du will be equals to 1 upon 2 into x square minus 1 power 1 by 2 minus 1 into 2x dx. This 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So it will be equals to x upon under root of x square minus 1. Therefore, we can say that dx will be equal to under root of x square minus 1 upon x into du. And we know that u is equal to under root of x square minus 1. So squaring both the sides, u square will be equal to x square minus 1. So x square will be equals to u square plus 1. Therefore, again squaring on both the sides, x power 4 will be equal to u square plus 1 whole square. We have all the values. So the integration part becomes, the question here is integral of x square minus 2 divided by x cube into under root of x square minus 1. Here x square minus 2 can be written as x square minus 1 and x cube into u. And here there is dx. We know that the value of dx is under root of x square minus 1 divided by x into du. So we know that u is equal to under root of x square minus 1. So u and under root of x square minus 1 is equal. So both of this will be cancelled. So the remaining terms will be x square minus 1 divided by x to the power 4 into du. It will be equals to integral of u square minus 1. See, x square minus 1 is u square divided by x to the power 4 is u square plus 1 whole square into du. Again on simplifying, it will be u square plus 1 minus 2 divided by u square plus 1 whole square into du, which will be equal to integral of u square plus 1 divided by u square plus 1 whole square du minus integral of 2 divided by u square plus 1 whole square into du. We have separated both the terms here. Here u square plus 1 will be cancelled because in the denominator there is a square. So one term will be cancelled. So it will be integral of du upon u square plus 1 minus 2 into integral of 1 upon u square plus 1 whole square into du. So we know that there is a form which is integral of 1 upon ax square plus b power n is equal to 2n minus 3 divided by 2b into n minus 1 integral of 1 upon ax square plus b power n minus 1 dx plus x divided by 2b into n minus 1 into ax square plus b power n minus 1. So applying the same identity, our question becomes integral of 1 upon u square plus 1 whole square is equal to 1 upon 2 into 2 minus 1 integral of 1 upon u square plus 1 into du plus u upon 2 into 2 minus 1 into u square plus 1, which will be equals to 1 by 2 into tan inverse u plus u upon 2 into u square plus 1. Therefore, we can say that this will be equals to integral of du divided by u square plus 1 minus 2 into integral of 1 upon u square plus 1 whole square. Now, on substituting the values here, we get tan inverse u minus 2 into 1 by 2 tan inverse u plus u upon 2 into u square plus 1. Now, this will be equals to tan inverse u minus tan inverse u minus u upon u square plus 1. So tan inverse u minus tan inverse u will be cancelled. So the remaining term will be minus u upon u square plus 1. We know that u is equal to under root of x square minus 1. and u square is equal to x square minus 1 and u square plus 1 is equal to x square. So substituting all this value here, we get minus of under root of x square minus 1 divided by x square. So this is the required answer for this question. Therefore, we can say that the correct option here is minus of under root of x square minus 1 divided by x square, which is option number D here. I hope this question is clear to you. Next question is, if f of x is equals to integral of e power 3x divided by 4 plus 8 into e power 2x plus e power 4x dx and g of x is equal to integral of 2 dx divided by e power 3x plus 8 into e power x plus 4 into e power minus x dx, then f of x minus g of x is. Here you can see that in g of x, 2 is the constant. So taking 2 outside or ignoring 2 here, g of x will be equals to integral of dx divided by e power 3x plus 8 into e power x plus 4 into e power minus x. Now we have both the functions here. Multiplying and dividing with e power 2x, f of x will be equal to integral of e power 2x into dx divided by e power 3x plus 8 into e power x plus 4 into e power minus x. Therefore, integral of f of x minus 2g of x. See, we have taken 2 outside from g of x, so it will be 2g of x. This will be equals to integral of e to the power 2x minus 2 divided by e to the power 3x plus 8 into e to the power x plus 4 into e to the power minus x dx. Again, multiplying and dividing by e to the power x. Here, we get integral of e to the power x into e to the power 2x minus 2 divided by e to the power 4x plus 8 into e to the power 3x plus 4 dx. This is the step that we have got after multiplying and dividing by e to the power x. Now, taking e to the power x is equal to t, e to the power x dx will be equals to dt. On substituting all the values here, it becomes integral of t square minus 2 divided by t power 4 plus 8 into t square plus 4 dt, which will be equals to integral of t square 1 minus 2 upon t square divided by t square into t square plus 8 plus 4 t square dt. On further simplification, 8 can be written as 4 plus 4. So it will be 1 minus 2 upon t square divided by t square plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 upon t square and dt. On further solving, it will be equals to 1 minus 2 upon t square divided by t square plus 4 by t square plus 4 plus 4. This is the identity which is a plus b whole square. We know that a plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So writing the denominator in that form, we get integral of 1 minus 2 upon t square divided by t square plus 2 by t square plus 2 into 2 by t into t. This is the form a square plus b square plus 2ab. It is equal to a plus b whole square. So, substituting this values, it will be 1 minus 2 upon t square, and by the identity, the denominator will be t plus 2 upon t whole square. Here a is t and b is 2 upon t and plus 4 is remaining. See, in this step also plus 4 is outside here. So now putting plus 2 upon t is equal to u 1 minus 2 upon t square into dt is equal to du. Therefore, again replacing the values in the expression, it will be integral of du upon u square plus 4, which will be integral of du upon u square plus 4 can be written as 2 square. Now, there is a form and we know that integral of 1 upon x square plus a square is equal to 1 upon a into tan inverse x upon a. So using this formula, the expression becomes 1 by 2 tan inverse u by 2 plus c. We have u is equal to t plus 2 by t. So putting the value here, the expression becomes 1 by 2 into tan inverse t plus 2 by t divided by 2 plus c. Now, we also have t is equal to e to the power x. So substituting the values here, it becomes 1 by 2 into tan inverse e to the power x plus 2 into e to the power minus x divided by 2 plus c. This is the required value for the given question. Therefore, we can say that out of all the given options, the correct option is 1 by 2 into tan inverse e to the power x plus 2 into e to the power minus x divided by 2 plus c. Therefore, we can say that option number A is the correct option for this question. Next question is integral of 0 to 4 x plus 2 divided by under root of 4x minus x square dx is. Here we know that integral of x plus 2 is 1. So the expression becomes integral of 0 to 4 1 upon under root of 4x minus x square and dx. Now, on further integrating this term, let this be equals to I. So, it will be integral of 0 to 4 1 dx divided by under root of taking minus common x square minus 4x. So, it will be equals to integral of 0 to 4 dx upon minus of under root of x square minus 2 into x into 2 plus 4 and minus 4. We have added plus 4 and minus 4 just to make a identity here, which is a square minus b square. So it will be equals to integral of 0 to 4 dx upon under root of minus x minus 2 whole square minus 2 square. On further solving, this will be equals to integral of 0 to 4 dx divided by under root of taking minus common 2 square minus x minus 2 square. Now, put x minus 2 is equal to t. Therefore, 1 is equal to dt upon dx. So, we can say that dx is equal to dt. Also, for this equation, if x is equal to 4, then t is equal to 2. If x is equal to 0, then t is equal to minus 2. So, on putting this values, it will be integral of minus 2 to 2 dt upon under root of 2 square minus t square. Now, we know that there is a form which is integral of dx upon under root of a square minus x square is equal to sine inverse x upon a plus c. Using this formula, the expression becomes I is equal to sine inverse t upon 2 and the limits are minus 2 to plus 2. On applying the limits, it will be equals to sine inverse 2 upon 2 minus sine inverse minus 2 upon 2, which will be equals to I is equal to sine inverse 1 minus sine inverse minus 1. we know that sine inverse minus of x is equal to minus of sine inverse x. So further this expression will be I is equal to sine inverse 1 plus sine inverse 1. So it will be equals to 2 into sine inverse sine pi by 2. We know that sine pi by 2 is 1. So it will be equals to I is equal to 2 into pi by 2. Sine inverse and sine will be cancelled. So this will be equals to pi. Therefore, we can say that the correct option for this question is pi, which is option number C here. Next question is integral of minus pi to pi 2x into 1 plus sine x divided by 1 plus cos square x dx is equal to. Let this expression be is equal to I. So this will be equals to minus pi to pi 2x plus 2x into sine x divided by 1 plus cos square x dx. On multiplying 2x inside the bracket, we get 2x plus 2x into sine x. Let this be equation number 1. Now, this can be also written as I is equal to integral of minus pi to pi minus 2x 1 minus sine x. Taking minus 2x common, the remaining terms will be 1 minus sine x divided by 1 plus cos square x dx, which will be equals to integral of minus pi to pi minus 2x plus 2x sine x divided by 1 plus cos square x and dx. Let this be equation number 2. We have two equations. On adding both the equation, which is equation 1 plus equation 2, we get integral of minus pi to pi minus 2x plus 2x sine x plus 2x plus 2x sine x whole divided by 1 plus cos square x and dx. So this will be equals to integral of minus pi to pi 4x sine x divided by 1 plus cos square x dx. Now put cos x is equal to t. Therefore, minus sine x dx is equal to dt. And from here we can say that x will be equals to cos inverse t. Since cos x is equal to t, so x will be equals to cos inverse t. Let x is equal to pi. So we can say that pi will be equals to cos inverse t. Now on substituting this value, 2i will be equal to integral of minus pi to pi minus 4 into cos inverse t divided by 1 plus t square dt. So I will be equals to integral of minus pi to pi minus of 2 cos inverse t divided by 1 plus t square into dt, which is equal to cos inverse t whole square. We know that here cos inverse t is equal to pi. So it will be pi square. So it will be pi square. Therefore, we can say that its value is equal to pi square. Therefore, among all the given options, the correct option is option number B, which is pi square. Next question is integral of minus 1 to 1 sin x minus x square divided by 3 minus modulus of x dx is equal to. Let this be equal to I. On separating the term, it will be I is equal to minus 1 to 1 sin x divided by 3 minus mod of x dx minus integral of minus 1 to 1 x square divided by 3 minus mod of x dx. Now, on solving this part, we get sine of minus x divided by 3 of modulus of minus x, which is equal to minus of sine x divided by 3 minus modulus of x. Solving the second part, we get minus of x square divided by 3 minus modulus of minus x, which is equal to x square upon 3 minus modulus of x. We know that there is a property which is integration of minus a to a f of t dt is equals to 0 if f is odd, and it is equals to 2 into integral of 0 to a f of t dt if f is even. So here the function is even, so it will become I is equals to minus 2 into integral of 0 to 1 x square upon 3 minus modulus of x dx. Now, on further solving this, it will be equals to minus 2 integral of 0 to 1. Now, here in the numerator, there is only x square. So, adding and subtracting 9 here, which is minus 9 plus 9 divided by 3 minus modulus of x dx. So, it will become minus 2 into integral of 0 to 1 x minus 3 into x plus 3 plus 9 divided by 3 minus x dx, which will be equal to 2 into integral of 0 to 1 x plus 3 minus 9 upon 3 minus x dx, which will be equals to 2 into x square by 2 plus 3x minus 9 log of modulus of 3 minus x, and the limits are 0 to 1. Now, on applying the limits, it will be 2 into 1 by 2 plus 3 plus 9 log 2 minus 0 minus 9 log 3, which will be equals to 2 into 7 by 2 plus 9 log 2 by 3. Multiplying 2 inside, it will be 7 plus 18 log 2 by 3. Therefore, we can say that the value of integration of this part is 7 plus 18 log 2 by 3, which is option number A here. I hope this question is clear to you. Next question is the integrating factor of the linear directional equation dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x is a solution of the differential equation. See, equation is given here, which is dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x. We have to find that this is the solution of which of the following given differential equation. So the given differential equation can be written in the form dy by dx plus p1x is equal to q1. So its integration factor will be if. It will be equals to e to the power integral of p dx. Since its integration factor is integral of p dx into e, therefore we can say that this will be a solution of the given differential equation, and the differential equation will be dy by dx minus p of x into y is equal to 0, because here the integration factor is e power integral of p dx. So the correct option for this question will be dy by dx minus p of x into y is equal to 0, which is option number A here. Next question is a very interesting question. If the slope of the tangent at a point x comma y on a curve is y minus 4 upon x minus 3 and the curve passes through 4 comma 3, then the point where it cuts the line y is equal to x is. Here you can see that y is equal to x. So we have to find the required value of x and y which will satisfy this given curve. And since it cuts the line, so the value should be equal to minus 1. So let us check all the points. First option is 1 comma 1. So it will be 1 minus 4 upon 1 minus 3. It will be equals to minus 3 upon minus 2, which is equal to 3 by 2. But it is not equal to minus 1, so it is not correct. Second option is 3 comma 3. So it will be 3 minus 4 divided by 3 minus 3. So it will be equals to minus 1 upon 0, which is equal to infinity. So we can say that this is also not a correct option. Third option is 7 by 2 and 7 by 2. So on substituting the value here, 7 by 2 minus 4 divided by 7 by 2 minus 3, it will be equal to 7 minus 8 by 2 divided by 7 minus 6 by 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So it will be minus 1 upon 1, which will be equal to minus 1. Here you can see that the value is equal to minus 1. Hence we can say that the point 7 by 2 and 7 by 2 is the correct option here. Therefore, we can say that the correct option is option number C, which is 7 by 2 and 7 by 2. Next question is, by multiplying with e power integral p dx on both sides of the equation, dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to qx, the left side of the equation takes the form d by dx of y into f of x. Then f of x will be equals to. See, if e power integral of p dx is multiplied on the equation dy by dx plus p of x into y is equal to q of x. Here this equation can be written in the form dy by dx plus p1x is equal to q1. So its integral factor, which is if, will be equal to e power integral of p dx. Since the integral factor is this and it is multiplied with the same quantity, which is e power integral of p dx, therefore we can say that the f of x will be also equal to e power integral of p dx. So we can say that the value of f of x is equal to e power integral of p dx. Therefore, option number C is the correct option for this question. I hope all these questions are clear to you and all the concepts related to each and every question is also clear to you. Keep learning more and keep scoring high.